I did the stupidest thing by mating my therapist who's been treating me for years. I do stupid stuff all the time, but this one ranks up there. For some context, I was on a bit of mating break since my last encounter on New Year's with multiple men. It got extremely rough and triggered me a little bit. So I was being a good little nun and staying away from getting brick, which was so fudging hard. I was constantly frustrated, always edging myself and just literally staring at brick pics. I finally got mated on my birthday. It was extremely hot. I asked 2 of my exes to call a few of their friends, and I ended up celebrating my birthday with 6 men. But I was still so frustrated the next few days. On the coming weekend, I met my therapist, and being the absolute idiot I wore a skirt and a really low-cut top. My jugs are decently big, so the girls were on full display. I could sense that he was constantly trying to avoid looking into them. Now he knows everything about my life. The stuff that I do and the stuff that I've been through. This time I was telling him about my birthday and how I felt quite good after that. Even though it was really fudging rough and no safe words were used. He was constantly fidgeting, and I don't know what came over me. I had that familiar feeling of a wave of tingles washing over my body, and felt myself get progressively. So uncharacteristically of our sessions, I started going into detail and drawing comparisons between my birthday and New Year gang mating sessions. There was a table between us so he couldn't see below my waist, so I started feeling myself as I talked. And sure enough, I could make out he was also constantly trying to adjust his brick. I knew that was my chance. For like a second, I deliberated whether this was the right thing to do, but then I've never been too smart with these decisions anyway. I decided to go for it and pulled one strap of my top down. One jug on full reveal, and obviously he was just shocked but didn't say anything. I kept on talking and telling him how I was being airtight mated. Only difference was he kept his notes aside and was openly feeling himself, and so was I. As I was talking, he called his secretary and asked her to cancel his next appointment, got up, came to me and pulled his brick out in front of my face. I spent the next hour deep slurping him, getting mated on his desk, mating him on the couch on the side, and finally let him finish on my face. I didn't wash it off as I left his office. Throughout the time he was mating me, he kept on telling me how he wanted to brick me down ever since I started seeing him. Especially when he found out what a mating addict I really was. He would undress me in his mind every time we talked. This time, as I had left little to his imagination, he finally couldn't control it and said fudge it to his professional ethics. He said he still wants to see me regularly though. But I'm willing to bet the nature of our sessions will be very different. Still conflicted if I should continue or not. Definitely need to find a new therapist now. I'd been seeing him for years and years. I'm fudging stupid. Would you take me on as your therapist?